First, let's meet the starters from the visitors, East Coast North. Starting in goal, number 33, George Nectarios Patagokas. Starting on defense, number 7, Carter Eilertson. Starting on defense, number 25, Luak Savoie. Starting on number 16, Cameron Dane. Starting forward, number 88, Wilson Bobadine. And starting at center, number 5, Graham Fergus. Now let's walk on the rest of East Coast North. East Coast North is coached by John O'Connor. And now let's meet the starting lineup for today's home team, SDP Team Minnesota. Starting at goal, number 39, Carter Nash. Starting on defense, number 37, David Lockbeck. Starting on defense, number 12, Drew Horton. Starting at forward, number 3, John Kramer. Starting at forward, number 7, Henry Meyer. And starting at center, number 6, Joey Cullen. Now let's walk on the rest of Team Minnesota. Team Minnesota is coached by Joe Cullen. Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you please stand as you are able to move your caps for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
At Braemar Arena in Edina, Minnesota, we're ready for Championship Sunday in the US Elite League. We kick off with the 2010 title game. To our left, East Coast North, and to our right, SDP Minnesota. Jeff Pappas with a call. SDP carrying all before it coming into this game. They have only one loss. That to Little Caesars, the team that East Coast North dismissed 6-2 yesterday. With small amount of flair in so doing, we are ready to start this contest. SDP with the event's leading scorer, Joey Cullen, on the face-off. 37 points he has in 13 games, and we are underway. Play off to the far wall, and Henry Meyer for SDP, rink wide to the near side. And John Kramer over the line. That's picked off by Wilson Boumediene, and he has had a terrific start to this tournament. 2 goals yesterday in the semifinals on a very dynamic line as he goes to the right circle, and it's poke checked off his stick into the boards, and players from both teams will go in, and now it's cleared behind the net. And SDP's Aiden Hontvet, 37, plays up the wing. Bremer to center. Cullen, 2 against 2, and Cullen comes over the line, and he takes it back behind the net. Cullen then centered it, comes up the slot. It's going to be picked up there. Here's a shot and a save made. Puck loose in front, and Boumedian finally takes it off to the corner and then plays it behind the net. Off to the far side, and Graham Furness. A strong game yesterday for Furness as the puck is played back into the East Coast North zone, and look, Savoy going back for it behind the goal. Now played up the far wing and played by Madden Taylor, who scored a goal yesterday against Little Caesars. First goal of the game and over the line. Now comes Gavin Godbout. He is shut down along the wall. Puck runs to the left point, and it's picked up there by Bo Skelton, and his flip towards the goal deflects out of play. We got a face-off a minute 26 into this game. Jeff Pappas, my name. We'll have the call of this game and the 2009 championship game immediately following between SDP and Little Caesars. Bauer Sullivan on the draw for East Coast North. Puck comes to the corner, now picked out. SDP will lose possession, and the puck is carried to center ice, now picked up and played back out to neutral, and then shot back in by Cole Tapper for East Coast North. Back behind the goal, Godbout plays it up the wall, and they can't get it out. It's going to run off to the near side boards, and now finally played on out to center and carried back in offside, so we're going to face off at neutral ice. Minnesota's only lost the second game they played against Little Caesars, a 5-2 game that played in Detroit. They have played East Coast North twice, beat them both times, 10-5 and 8-0. However, this is a little bit different East Coast North team right now, as the addition of Cameron Daigle has made this a whole different group. We've got 22 points in only 8 games. Now swept wide of the goal, and in goal for SDP today is Carter Nash, number 39. Here's a centering pass. It comes loose and is finally chipped out to the near wall, and there comes SDP Hontvet over the line, and they're 4 wide. He closes. Hontvet will backhand a centering pass. It's blocked. It's going to run towards the left point, held in there and played down by Cam Coulter. And now out to center it comes. Coulter scoring a goal yesterday as well. Now shot in by Hontvet, and a stick save by George Nectarios Panagakos, who was brilliant in goal yesterday for East Coast North against Little Caesars, and now played into the zone, and a centering pass gets past Daigle, comes to the far side. Hontvet in the right corner, and he goes behind the goal with it. It's going to be returned behind by Logan Petronik to the far side, and Hontvet is a load to move off the puck as the puck comes out to center, and it's played ahead by Camden Hester, and he comes to the near boards. Hester then will stop in the corner. Hester, 12 points in this event in 13 games. Now the puck to the near side, and Cullen has it. The center point, and played across by Drew Corton, and now a return to the circle. Finds Cullen, and his shot goes off the heel of his stick and winds up behind the net. Sidestepping a check there from Savoy was Camden Hester out to the left point, and it's going to be played back down by Corton. Finally, East Coast North gets possession, and they will work out the neutral ice. At center, they come over the line. Savoy playing it in and heads for the bench on a change. And now behind the net, it's Boumedian, and it's played over to the far board. I was pronouncing that wrong all day yesterday, as it turns out, and I apologize for that. Now I got to get used to another one. The correct one, as the puck comes out to center and played in by SDP's Grammer. And he gets to the boards. Now Cullen closing. And Cullen is forced back. A little dangle there, tries to throw it in front. It comes all the way through. Meyer chasing it to the far side boards, and he goes down in the corner, played over to the far side, and Cullen going boards to boards there. Now played off to the near side, and East Coast North tries to clear it. It bounds over to the far side, where Ty Sullivan will pick it up and play to center ice. Carried right back in, and now carried back deep by Avery Hanowski for East Coast North. Just about 5 minutes gone in the first period. We are scoreless. The pass gets past Meyer. It comes out to center, and here comes Kenny over the line. Seamus Kenny leaves a drop pass, a rising shot over the top. And now East Coast North trying to build And a centering pass swatted away to the left point, and it gets past the defender. Happer on that side. Here's a race for it. It's won by Meyer. He's closing in. A backhanded shot. He scores! Oh, a turn of speed at the right time, and Henry Meyer scores first for SDP at the 4:50 mark. In the first period, that'll be an unassisted goal, and it's 1-0. Henry Meyer's 15th goal. And SDP out to the early advantage. Now to the near wing, it's played ahead and over the line. Zavril playing it and played behind the goal and going after it. Scout, let's get the announcement. Unassisted for Meyer as we expected. The puck shot all the way down the ice. No icing as Riley Cook could have played it, they rule, and he goes back behind and swings to a open wing on the near side. Picked up there by Sullivan, and he tries to play it down. And it went up going to the far boards, and SDP playing to the point but not out. A centering pass comes to Grief in the slot. Now it's a 4-on-2 for SDP, 3-on-3. They're both wearing dark, so sometimes that's difficult on old eyes as the puck is played on out to center and now back into the SDP zone where Honvet will pick it up. And he plays the center. Now a pass over to the far wing, and SDP breaks in with speed. A drop pass goes off sticks, comes to the far side. Honvet on the wall will play it down towards the corner, but he put it on a play by mistake, and that'll cost him a face-off at neutral ice with 9:09 to go in the first period. 1-0 for SDP. Our second game will also feature an SDP team. The 2009s will do battle. Little Caesars and SDP, those teams separated by only 1 point in the overall standings. So we look for a good game there. Now picked up by Hester, and his shot goes wide of the goal, comes around to the near side, and East Coast North will pick it up and carry to center ice. Kenny's pass to the left for Furness, and he plays to the line. And back out to neutral it comes. Furness at the blue line, and just enough there from Logan Petronik to throw him off his stroke. And playing around behind the net on the near side to the boards, and Savoy trying to hold it in, and now it's played out. Here's a 2-on-1. And over the line, it's Camden Hester. Defender gets back. Hester shoots. Saved by Panagakos. Comes to the right point, and another shot winds up going wide of the goal from Zavril. And now cleared ahead. At center ice, it's picked up by Coulter. And then played off to the far boards. Pass to the middle. We'll find SDP in motion again as they come over the line. And it's fed across by Roderick Jackson to the far wall. And Coulter has it there. Banks to the right point. And over skating briefly, Petronik. Now fed around behind the goal, and here's Hester with it. A centering pass intercepted, and now here comes East Coast North the center as Sullivan over skates, picked up at neutral ice and carried back in by Gavin Godbout. He takes a shot right on, and a save by Panagakos. And a face-off coming up in the East Coast zone, coming up on the halfway mark of the first period. 7:54 to go. We're playing 15-minute periods. And we'll resurface after the second period, as I'm told. That's what they did yesterday, and now played over to the near side boards from the face-off. And East Coast North will play to center ice, but there is Corton. D-to-D pass, and SDP turns it. Meyer, the goal scorer, stapled to the boards there by Avery Hanowski. Played back in behind the East Coast goal, and they'll try the left side. And Taylor to center ice. That is going to be picked off by Corton, but he can't play it in. Loose along the blue line. Corton a drop back, and now he has it. Corton over to the far side, and now a pass to the middle. And here's Cullen over the line. Cullen slipped it through the defender, goes down, and it comes right on to Panagakos. But Joey Cullen showing a little bit of the escapability that has earned him 37 points in this event, but went down there. The referee's letting him play, and we'll get a face-off to the right of the goal. Now it's behind the goal, picked up by Meyer. To go to the right point, the pass deflected, and now played down for Cullen behind the goal. Centers it, and it comes to the near side where Taylor has it now for East Coast North. Playing it ahead, and this is Boumedian over the line. Centers it, and a good chance for Daigle, and a stop by Nash. Now back comes SDP over the line, and Meyer is bodied off. Boumedian with it, and now played over to the near side, and here comes Taylor. He's over the line. Taylor takes a shot that goes wide. His own rebound, takes a shot. Nash over to cover. And the rebound to Meyer along the far wall. Tries to tip it ahead but can't get out of the zone. And it's held in. Taylor shooting, and that's blocked. Now comes towards the right point. Held in there. Savoy takes the shot. That goes off the defender. They score! No, the official said no. It was on the goal line and came out. A pass by Cook wound up being deflected and nearly into the net. Meyer, the spinorama, comes over the line and he backhands it behind the net where it's picked up finally by Quigley on the far side. And now East Coast North with some momentum. They get the puck to center. Kenny chasing rink wide. Played back. They're caught on a change, and here comes Gramer over the line. He tries to thread one through for Cullen. That didn't work out, and East Coast North will come back down the near wing. And this is Sullivan to the circle. Sullivan going in, and he is ridden off. He centers it, comes loose in front, a backhanded shot. Loose, Nash with a stop, loose in front, and cleared over to the near side boards. SDP with 6 minutes to go. Taking care of business in their own end. A long pass tipped right on. And the goaltender, Panagakos, plays it, and it goes around behind the net. Showed some nerves of steel there as Bo Skelton was closing in on him. Now cleared around to the near side. And Furness plays it to center, and it's picked up there by Hontvet. And he'll play it back in for SDP, and it comes back into the right corner where Hanowski is turning there. And a nice read there by SDP's forecheckers. He slows up that rush. It comes to the near side and played rink wide to center ice. And here comes Ty Sullivan. Shoots it in. Goes back behind the net where Hontvet controls the near side. And now SDP will come to center ice. Skelton playing it across to the right. He's dumped. A penalty is coming on East Coast North, and there'll be a power play coming for SDP as the puck is touched. Interference may be the call. No, it's going to be a straight rough at 10 minutes and 6 seconds of the opening period. And heading to the penalty box for East Coast North is Sullivan. SDP gets the game's first power play. Face-off coming up to the left of Panagakos. 4:54 to go in the opening period. Face-off controlled, and here's Hontvet in control. The far boards, Meyer playing it down behind the net. Cullen over to the near side. Centering pass, point-blank shot. Meyer scores on the power play from right between the dots. And it's a power play goal for SDP. They lead at 2-0 at 10:15. So that power play lasted only 9 seconds. And it is a power play goal for Henry Meyer. And East Coast North is going to take its time out here. 4:45 to go in the first period. We'll take a quick break. It's 2-0. Timeout finished. We await the resumption of play. 4:45 to go in the first period. It's 2-0 for SDP as they score on the power play. And expand their lead. Forget after each of our games, the player of the game is announced, and then Peter Rodney will have a word with that individual, which you'll see on our Twitter feed at Youth Hockey Hub. And now East Coast North will start back. Furness get the goal. And it actually was Grammer scoring the goal, and I apologize for that. Grammer opened in front, and he scored his 13th goal. I had misidentified that as Meyer, and I beg your pardon for that. And now here comes East Coast North over the line. Sullivan takes a shot and a save by Nash. Sullivan out of the penalty box. Puts a shot on goal, but it's Kramer scoring the goal. His 13th. Horton gets the assist. 4:08 to go in the opening period. We'll take a draw back in the SDP zone. Daigle on. Follows the puck to the corner. Comes to the far side. Coulter lays it ahead, and now SDP breaks out. A pass to center ice is intercepted and then played back into the zone by Quigley. Now behind the goal, Riley Cook to the far side and going to be tipped to the blue line but not out, and they follow up. SDP can't get out of the zone. And comes to the right edge and now goes back behind the net. Centering pass blocked by Nash. Here's Daigle in the corner. Now played on out to center, and it's 2 against 3 for SDP as they come forward. And a move gets in front, and a centering pass, save made by Panagakos before Hester could get to it. Now he comes out of the corner. Hester goes behind the net and looks to center it. And now comes to the near side boards, played by Coulter to the left point. Here's a shot by Godbout, deflected in front. Hester cruised the slot and put it wide of the goal on the tip. Now Coulter tries to center it. That's picked off, and SDP will lose possession. Now over the line, Sullivan is bodied off, and SDP will start back 2 against 3 again. Now joined by the third forward, Hester. Now a centering pass for Hester's behind him. He goes back to the dot and picks it up, plays it down to Coulter in the corner. 2:47 to go. Coulter swings and wraps around, and Panagakos beat him to the post, and he makes the save with 2:42 to go. And speaking with George's parents before the game, and they expressed their appreciation to Youth Hockey Hub for putting the games on, and for a nice conversation with fine people as the puck comes back behind the goal. And the face-off bank to the right point. Petronik tries to put it in front. It comes to Hontvet. His shot is deflected and comes through to the near side. Now a centering pass hits the side of the goal, and they're starting to buzz again as Zavril feeds it, and they'll try to cycle out of the corner. And a nice play in the corner by Boumedienne, and it's now played back behind the net. Over to the far side, Petronik lost there along the half wall and played, but not out. A centering pass goes off sticks and winds up behind the nets as they try to center it. Zavril. It's been a good shift here for SDP, but they have not found a way through to goal, and now they do as a shot comes to the far side, but Hontvet fanned on it at the low left circle as the goaltender looked at it. Now played out to the left point. Petronik with it. He plays it beside the net. He's got a man open. They score! Bo Skelton. And he went top shelf there, and it's 3-0. Fine pass to pick him out, and Skelton open at the right edge of the goal crease. Scores his 9th goal of the event. 13-14 is the time, and SDP is off to a 3-0 lead. Now Daigle trying to break in, but he is beaten to the puck by Corton. Played around on the far side, and now Cullen to center, picked up Kramer over the line. Got the announcement. And Petronik made the nice play at the left point. Might have gone D to D or played it down the wall, but he saw Skelton standing open at the right edge of the goal crease, uncovered, and Panagakos really not much chance, but with the placement of that shot, it was just about perfect, and it's 3-0 now with 90 seconds to go, and we have a penalty assessed against East Coast North Sullivan in the meantime. At 13:30, and now a power play for SDP, their second, and a chance to put some real distance between themselves and their opposition. Here's Corton, last minute of play in the period. Corton fires, saved by Panagakos, rebound floats onto him, and the goaltender makes the stop. Panagakos with the goals against average at 2.34 in the event, in 8 games coming in. 91% save percentage, 17 goals allowed in those games. Carter Nash at a $1.83 for SDP, 88 save percentage for him in 6 games. Allowed 11 goals. Now from the face-off, that's Cullen. Dropped it back to the left point, but there's nobody there, and they have to come back out. 45 seconds to go. There's about half a minute of carryover here if there's no goal in this period as Kramer comes over the line, leaves a drop pass to Cullen, cuts into the circle. Cullen to the dot, now peels off on the boards and drops it up the slot. Corton back to Cullen. Toe drag, fires, save, and a sneaky shot through traffic, and Panagakos had the answer there. Puck comes to the right point, and Corton has it. 20 seconds to go, and a drop to the right point. With 15 seconds left, another for Corton, and he's able to hold it in at the right point with 10 seconds to go. Now they set up their power play, and beside the net, Cullen shoots, and Panagakos with a stop. Puck goes behind the net and swings over to the far side with 2 seconds to go, and that's the end of the first period. Our score is SDP 3, East Coast North nothing after 1 period of play. And we'll take a quick break and come back with our second period next here on the Youth Hockey Hub. Second period at Braemar Arena in Edina. Jeff Pappas with you with a call on the Youth Hockey Hub on a Sunday morning as Ty Sullivan goes to the penalty box. He has got 30 seconds left in his tripping penalty. SDP with a brief continuation on the power play as the second period starts. Shots in the first period, 14-3 for SDP. They played a fine period, and this is a very well-balanced team. Now it's picked up by Cullen, and he goes behind the goal. They got time for one rush here as the second period gets underway. Cullen and gets past Boumediene, comes to the circle. Cullen closing as he tries to go coast to coast, swings around the net, comes to the slot, still in possession, and then finally leaves a drop pass, and that puts his defender Corton in trouble. Now picked up by Corton, who closes and shoots, and that winds up rebounding wide. They score! And a rebound on the far side with 2 seconds remaining. Actually, with 2 seconds expired on the power play, so it's not a power play goal, but it is 4-0. And Cullen celebrating another goal. "32 seconds of the third period. Not a power play goal, as I mentioned. We'll get Robin Cook's announcement here momentarily as it's played into the SDP zone behind the goal. Petronik with it. Penalty is coming, and that's going to put East Coast North on the power play for the first time. A roughing penalty is coming. I think it's on SDP. We'll see. It is, and it's against Skelton. Roughing is the penalty at 51 seconds of the second period on a power play for East Coast North as a shot rising over the top of the goal. by Carter Ellertson. Now he's got the puck at the left point. Played down to the near side for Taylor. Comes back out. Taylor in the circle. Looks to center it, and it comes through to the far side where Savoy has it. He blasts away. Nash saves. The rebound comes right to him. Now off the slot, and SDP will carry the puck to center ice. Finally shot on in by Hester. A stick save by Panagakos. Hester gets there first behind the goal. He centers it, and it comes up the slot. Finally Taylor comes to the right side, and that's picked off in the center circle. SDP able to play it ahead, but carrying on is Ellertson. Yeah, he's got a player offside and plays it into the zone. It goes back behind the net, and Godbout in control for SDP. Shoots it between the point men and all the way down the ice. Halfway through the power play almost. And here's Savoy as we hit the 1 minute mark on the power play. 13 minutes to go in the second period. SDP on top 4-0, and over the line for East Coast North. Bauer Sullivan wins a physical battle, takes a shot, save made by Nash, and we'll get a face-off with 51 seconds remaining in the power play and 12:59 to go in period 2. It is a 4-0 advantage for SDP. They have put on a show, and they have neutralized the two best players for East Coast North that we've seen over the course of the playoffs in any event. Here's a backhanded shot by Furness that goes off the traffic and wide, and those players would be, of course, Daigle and Boumediene, who have had terrific playoffs. And Boumediene with 11 points in 4 games comes over the line. Here's Sullivan leaving a drop pass. Boumediene on the far wall. Drops it, and it gets past the defender on that side. Ellertson, and here's a chance down the wing. SDP cutting in. Goaltender is out, and a shot. They score! And they had pulled the goaltender. And a shorthanded goal for SDP, and it makes it 5-0. It's an empty net goal. And shorthanded at 2:30. And now Boumediene has it taken away. And it's Meyer. Unassisted goal. It is shorthanded and an empty net goal. However, try to do something to get things going. Here's a shot on the right side, and Coulter is denied by Panagakos in close. And another shot from the left point. Panagakos saves, and the puck comes off to the far wall. And the East Coast North trying to bring the puck to center ice, and they do get it there. Now played down on the glove by Furness, but it's going to be picked up. Stevens plays it in. And SDP looking for more space. Here's Furness coming back, and now they come out 2-on-1 with back pressure, and over the line they come, and Boumediene shot is saved, and a rebound. They score! And that's Daigle. Cameron Daigle scoring his 16th, and East Coast North is on the board. Time of the goal, 3:30, and it's now 5-1. Now, puck loose at neutral, gets the goal. And Furness also getting an assist. And it goes back behind the net. 11:10 to go in the second period. It's 5-1. East Coast North on the board, and there's a hit by Savoy. There's going to be a penalty coming as he wound up hitting Meyer from the blind side. A centering pass, a shot! Oh, and it was put over the top by Kramer, and we're going to get an interference penalty called against East Coast North. And Savoy time of the penalty is 4 minutes. So interference called, and it's the third power play for SDP. They have 1 goal and 2 chances, and it's picked up. Boumediene plays it across, and they rush out on a short-handed break. Now they're 3-on-0 as they come in. A centering pass, they score! Daigle! And it's 5-2, and East Coast North starting to come back into this game with some authority. That's the kind of play we saw against Little Caesars yesterday at 4:24. This was a shorthanded goal. So Daigle scores twice in less than a minute, and it's now 5-2. Will now get a face-off. In the SDP zone. Puck comes back out to center ice, and now played in to the SDP zone. Long pass up the middle is going to be picked off at the blue line. Now over the line. Loose at neutral ice and played back by Quigley as we're down to 58 seconds in the penalty, and SDP is on their heels after scoring the first 5 goals of this game. Now it's 5-2, and they still have the power play for another 48 seconds. Over the line they come. And they'll take it right to the hole, turn around, and a wraparound attempt by Cullen is blocked, and now played into the near corner, and that is Godbout centering it, and it went off the heel of the stick of Joey Cullen. Now to the near side, Godbout, cross ice pass is deflected by Furness over to the far boards. Now played behind the net, Hontvet there, 9:22 to go. He centers it, point blank shot, they score! Godbout, a power play goal, and it is 6-2. Power play goal at 5:11. Godbout's 3rd goal. And SDP's power play is 2 for 3, and it's now 6-2. So both teams score on SDP's power play, and it's going to be brought into the zone of the right as Roderick Jackson tried to get to the front of the net. Godbout scoring at 5:31. I did not catch the assists either time Robin Cook read them. And now played over the line by East Coast North to the far boards, and it's turned back. Played ahead by Koch down the wing, 2 against 2, and over the line they come. Here's a shot that's deflected over the top off the stick of Cam Coulter to the near side boards. Now played to the right point, and Petronik puts it in front and unable to handle the pass cleanly. Here's Bauer Sullivan playing at the center. And SDP gets it back. 8:22 to go in the period, and it's a 6-2 game. Cook is stapled to the boards on that side, right in front of the SDP bench. And it's a 4-car pileup along the boards there as the referee would prefer they move the puck, and now it's carried in, and here is Cook. He looks to center it as Coulter broke for the net, but the puck never got there. Coulter circles back, now feeds it across. It's picked off 2-on-1 the other way, and over the line. It's the pass to Boumediene, and he takes a shot. Nash with a save, and he and Daigle coming in 2-on-1 has to be a daunting sight at this level. Now played over to the near side, and it's played to the left point. Held down by Ellertson. His shot. Nash saves, and the puck picked up in the middle by Coulter in the slot, and he plays it out to center ice. Ellertson turns and plays it back in. It goes back behind the net as we get to the halfway point of the second period. Over to the boards on the left, and Louis Zavril trying to play it out for SDP. Comes in front, and a tip attempt by Taylor comes through to the near side boards. Now SDP back. Long pass is going to be broken up at neutral ice by Ty Sullivan. Then he lost out in turn, and Zavril comes back in over the line, looking to center it, and it's then backhanded off to the near wall where it's held and thrown in front of the net. Now finally picked up by SDP, and a pass up the middle, and here comes Madden Taylor, and he goes down. Now SDP back, and they come down the wing 1 against 2. Cutting back to the slot is Zavril. Lays it across. Nice pass. Here's a shot, and a save made by Panagakos against Dean Stevens now in front. Backhanded shot by Stevens. Panagakos can't get it covered. Referee can still see it. Now it's played off to the far side. SDP coming close to a 7th goal right there. Shots are 22-10 now for SDP. 6.5 minutes to go in the period as Savoy takes his man in against the boards, and SDP starts to try to cycle out of the corner. Zavril. Now the puck comes out to the left point. Here's Petronik. He takes a shot, deflected down, and on the bounce. There's some fine hand-eye coordination from Panagakos. Shot was deflected down and bounced, and he got the glove on it as cool as you please, and we get a face-off in the East Coast North zone. 6:15 to go in the second period. Meyer twice, Kramer, Skelton, Cullen, Godbout, and 2 goals for Daigle for East Coast North. Puck comes out to center. Now played at neutral ice and laid ahead. Here's Furness over the line, and Furness had it broken up at the top of the right circle in the defensive zone. Now Cullen backhands one out to center ice. Picked up there. Hanowski feeds it across, and it's shot on in. And Nash sticks it off to the boards. Puck played ahead to center ice, and now controlled finally by Hanowski, but he lost possession, and the SDP breaks in. Centering pass, and Cullen nearly had 4x6 to shoot at, but he dragged it wide of the goal as Panagakos tried to get over to cover. It was a nice pass from in deep, and Cullen put it wide of the goal. 5:40 to go in the period as the net comes off, and they get everything back on schedule and in place with 5:40 left. Centering pass, and the defender backed out of the zone. Hontved as East Coast North breaks in a drop pass. Oh, nice work in tight, and Nash comes up with a save on Daigle as he and Boumediene seem to have a understanding, and Boumediene now up to 13 points in 5 games. Daigle with 24 in 9 games. But SGP's balance so far has proved to be the difference. Now a pass gets between the point men and comes all the way back. Just over 5 minutes to go in the second period, then we'll resurface the ice. Here's a 2-on-2 over the line. Furness leaves a drop pass, and Boumediene's pass comes to grief. Daigle on the far side. He looks to shoot, puts it in front. Hontved blocked it. And now here comes SDP back down the near side for Meyer. He's over the line. Meyer now fed across to the far side, and that's Cullen in the corner. Cullen taken out against the boards by Savoy. Now played to the near side. I mentioned earlier that SDP had done a nice job of keeping Daigle and Boumediene out of the game, but boy, they're so quick, and it's such a difficult task. Now he's got the puck again. Daigle over the line. His pass is behind Boumediene, and it comes to the far boards. Now he's knocked to his knees. Puck played out to center. Boumediene will chase it. They're so hard to keep down that you can't expect a team even as good as SDP's to do it for an entire game. Now here's a pass out to neutral ice, and the forward Meyer fell as he got tangled up with the defender Savoy, and now Meyer back in over the line, leaves a drop pass. Here's Cullen in the circle. Cullen forced behind the net, comes out in front, and then he tried to sneak one through, but the puck dribbled off his stick blade as he was about to shoot. Now picked up on the far side, and here's East Coast North back, play to the line, and Kenny can't get out of the zone. Right in the middle of an SDP line change. It was a low odds proposition at best, and it comes out to center as Roderick Jackson plays it in, and it's offside. We'll get a face-off with 3:38 to go. in the second period. SDP 6 goals on 22 shots. East Coast North 2 goals on 11 shots. Now played in and a little bit too far for Bauer Sullivan out to center, and then shot back into the SDP zone. It comes to the near corner with 3:25 to go in the period, out to center, and Ellertson picks it off but can't get in. And they'll have to regroup at neutral ice. On the near side, Bauer Sullivan back over to the right. Played ahead for Taylor, who shoots it in. Now back into the left corner. Godbout swings it around on the boards. And SDP trying to get to center. Now played back by Tapper. Finally, SDP gets possession at their blue line. Godbout, their most recent goal scorer, lays it ahead, and they're going to come in 3-on-3, but it's flipped back in deep by Hester. And now a pass will come up to the point, and a shot deflected on the way to the goal from Petronik. Comes to the right point, and Godbout can't hold it in. He's flat-footed. He gives up a 2-on-1 with a trailer, and over the line, Kenny closing, plays it across, and Taylor can't get a stick on it. It winds up fired wide. Now out to center, and East Coast North kind of with their feet under them a little bit more here. Now they got a couple of goals. It's loose at the blue line. Finally picked up and backhanded on into the zone by Quigley. Godbout picks it up with 2:15 on the period. His outlet pass is blocked. Now a centering pass. Boumediene comes up the slot. Now off to the far boards. Hester trying to get out. And a shoulder challenge there. Puck comes to the near side boards, and the East Coast player Furness wins that battle. Now it comes in front. And off to the far side, Boumediene taking his man Petronik in against the boards, and an avalanche of a check. Puck comes to the high slot. Here's a drive right on to Nash, and a save made off Savoy. And we get a face-off with 1:46 left in the second period, and a 6-2 game. SDP with 3 in the second. East Coast North with 2. And the face-off coming up to the right of Carter Nash. From the face-off, the shot by Savoy deflects behind. Boumediene with it. Out on the right point, and a shot skitters through to the near circle. Played around behind the goal, and that's Hontbed with it. Now a long shot from the right point, sticked away off Quigley by Carter Nash, and now runs up the slot and out to center. 1:20 to go in the period, but coming back to back check, Daigle will win the puck again for his team. Hontbed with it. He throws it ahead, and now back to Daigle at the blue line. Near side, it comes out to center. 2-on-2 with a trailer as Furness is forced wide by Coulter. Last minute of play in the period, and now, Hontbed is going to get a penalty here as he wound up knocking the East Coast player in against the boards. I'm not sure who that was. Even Hontbed heading off. Player's still down, so he had to get a view here. Appears as though it's Graham Furness that's down, and he hasn't moved. Well, we are anxiously awaiting the moment when that happens. Is Furness. Now he's moving. Okay, there we go. He's moving his legs, and that's an important thing. I don't know if he was knocked out or not, but he was just dazed as the He went into the boards and Hontved hit him from behind, and I don't know if there was necessarily any malice in it, but it certainly was a very strong check and penalty well deserved. We'll get a determination once Furness is tended to. And he is now moving to his back, and he is going to be assisted to his feet, so that's great news there, as he appears to be none the worse for wear, but he'll head off for treatment. And depending on what injury he suffered, we're not sure if we'll see him again today. With a head injury, we hope it's not, but going to be checked out to make sure. So a power play is coming for East Coast North, and a 5-minute major has been assessed on Evan Hontved. Time of the penalty is going to be 14 minutes and 2 seconds of the second period. On the positive side for East Coast North, Furness is about to have a full intermission to get checked out, and we certainly hope he's back very soon. Very strong forward. And actually, Hontved is done for the day. And a game misconduct has been issued as well. So the officials finding more malice in that check than I think Hontved certainly intended, but he is done for the day, and a big physical defenseman is lost to SDP, and a 5-minute power play and a chance for East Coast North to climb back into it. SDP takes possession. They try to feed Meyer, but they can't get it to him. Boumediene with it, feeding it over to the near side. Savoy then lost it, and it comes out to center. 40 seconds to go in the period, so there's going to be plenty of carryover into the third. Of course, it's a major penalty, so it must be served. And now here is Boumediene coming back. Down the near wing. Now cuts to the slot. Throws it across, and a chance hits the outside of the net from Savoy with 20 seconds to go in the period. Savoy out to the high slot, held in right on the line, played back to him by Boumediene, and it comes in front, played out to neutral ice. And finally carried by Meyer. He flees to the left, and here's Cullen. 10 seconds to go in the period. Cullen throws it in front, and it comes on to Panagakos, who kept his concentration and scooped up that puck. Get a face-off with 3.7 seconds left in the period. From the face-off, it comes to the far boards, and that's the end of the second period. And our score, SDP 6, East Coast North 2, and the shots in the period, 9 for SDP and 10 for East Coast North. For the game, it's 23-13. But the main concern now is the health of Graham Furness, who was on the receiving end of a check from Evan Hontved that saw the defenseman dismissed for the game at the 14:02 mark. And that's it for us for 2 periods. We're going to resurface and come back with a third period next here on the Youth Hockey Hub. Ready for the start of the third period here at Braemar Arena, and Edina 6-2. SDP Minnesota over East Coast North as we ready to start the third period. Jeff Pappas with you. 4 minutes and 3 seconds of major power play for East Coast North to start the third period. The penalty, the major, is being served by Weston Cullen of SDP. Laid down the near wing, and Meyer will come back for it. And then he immediately clears it up the near boards and all the way down the ice. Honvet given a 5-minute major for checking from behind and a game misconduct, but the good thing we're told is that Graham Furness is okay. And now SDP trying to kill some time. That's Cullen with it. He takes a shot and it goes off the defender. And now it comes to Meyer. And he's going to keep the puck deep. He takes a shot and a rebound came off of Panagakos. Comes to the far side with 3:17 to go. And down the wing. Here comes East Coast North. A shot and it whizzes wide of the goal from Bauer Sullivan. Long Karam comes all the way back. And picked up now by Savoy. He lost it. And Roderick Jackson to the blue line. Lost out, and then it's picked up and cleared to neutral. Now back comes East Coast North, and this is Sullivan closing in. His shot goes off of Godbout's stick over the glass and out of play. Speaking with Wilson Boumedien's mother between periods, and a very interesting story for that young player who is playing up in this tournament. They are Swedish and came here from Stockholm a couple of years ago and have found the experience to be quite nice here in the States. His family name is French Algerian, but they come from Sweden. Sort of like the soccer player Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who has played for the Swedish national team for many years. Now here is Avery Hanowski. Feeding it down to Taylor. 2.5 minutes to go in the power play. Centering pass, player open. Now comes to the near side. And Sullivan trying to play it in front. And it is turned around by Godbout. Played to the far side. And now Jackson throws a bump. The puck comes behind the net. Picked up by Godbout. And then he clears up the wall. And somehow Jackson managed to avoid playing it so it could go all the way down the ice. And Hester going in. 2 minutes to go in the major penalty, and East Coast North really hasn't had a whole lot to shout about in the first 2 minutes of this power play, and they will bring the puck to center ice. It's played over the line by Ty Sullivan, lost it in skates, comes out to center, and Quigley now played into the SDP end, and here's a shot through a screen, right on, rebound, and Sullivan scores on Caney's rebound, and East Coast North gets a power play goal. And it's 6-3. Kenny took the original shot, and the rebound comes onto Sullivan's stick, and he pops it home at the 2:24 mark of the third period. It's a power play goal, and the power play continues for another minute 40. East Coast North back in. Kenny gets the only assist on the goal and picked up on the far side, played to the circle, and after it now is Boumedien, the aforementioned, over to the far boards. Now plays it, and Ellertson, entering pass, comes right up the slot. Boumedien plays it over to the near side, and now controlled by Savoy at the right point. He puts it in the middle, and it's stolen by Skelton, and he flips it all the way down the ice. We're in the last minute of the major penalty. 1 goal for East Coast North. Now shot all the way down the ice by Meyer. And East Coast North with a little bit of a shortened bench now with Furness out. And Furness comes back with the puck. He's over the line, takes the shot, and a save made, and great to see Graham Furness come in. I just mentioned a shortened bench, which is not in fact the case, but I hadn't seen him yet. And as soon as I say that, of course, that's when you're going to see him. So Furness out there and going just fine. Here's a shot saved by Nash. Furness scores on the rebound, and that's the best way to show you're just fine. Graham Furness scores a power play goal with 31 seconds to go in the major penalty. Furness scores his 5th, second in 2 days at 3:33. Graham Furness, and now it's a 2-goal game at 6-4. And 30 seconds still to kill. Puck comes back into the zone, and Riley Cook goes back for it. And that's stolen away. Furness again shooting, and a save. It's Quigley and Daig as the puck assisting on the goal. The puck comes out to the right circle. 5 seconds in the power play. Comes over to the near side. Here is a sharp angled shot by Furness. A save made by Nash. Puck cleared all the way down the ice as the penalty at last comes to an end for SDP, and it's a 2-goal game with 10:49 to go. And SDP is back on level terms on the ice as Boumedian comes down the far side, and he plays it ahead. It's going to come into the zone, and icing waved off as Cook goes behind the goal. Put around on the near side, and it's played ahead for Cullen down the near wing. Joey Cullen in the circle. Centers, they score! And SDP comes right back. I believe that's Grammer with the goal. But we shall see. Could also have been Drew Corton, but we'll wait for the official word as they come right back at 4:33, and they make it 7-4. Cullen will get the first assist, that much we're sure of. It is Corman. Corton with a goal. And that is his 4th goal of the event. And it's a 3-goal game again, an important goal for SDP as they try to close this one out. Less than 10 minutes to go now as the puck is behind the goal. Fed along the boards and finally dropped to the point, played down by Ellertson. Gonna come behind the goal to the near side. Drop to the right point, Savoy. His shot is well wide. Long Karam comes to the opposite point, and Ellertson is there for it. He lost it, and now here comes SDP back 2-on-1 with a trailer. A shot and a save made by Panagakos. It comes loose in front and picked up by East Coast North, and they bring it out to center. Down the wing is Sullivan. He's got a player cruising the slot. His pass was behind Ty Sullivan. Over to the far side and out to center. Here comes SDP back. And that's broken up as a pass attempt from Skelton went astray. Now to the near side. They'll carry through center. And Boumedian is ridden off there by Corton. Comes into the zone. And Savoy can't play it ahead. Comes around behind the net to the far side. And SDP will play it ahead. The neutral ice. They have a 2-man break if they hurry over the line. Zavril centers at a shot. Oh, a save by Panagakos. And that has Skelton with his stick over his head in frustration. Super save from Panagakos. And it keeps it a 7-4 game. Now behind the goal, here is Hanowski for East Coast North. Outlet pass is tipped by Coulter back into the corner. Finally behind the goal, Boumedian feeding it over to the left with 8.5 minutes left. Long pass is going to get past him on the return side. It comes all the way down the ice. And Corton going after it. And he has it behind the goal. Played to the far side and relayed off the boards and out to center ice. Savoy plays it back, now loose at neutral, picked up and carried on by Coulter. Over the line. Goes behind the net, puts on the brakes in the corner, and starts back up again, and then he gets elbowed into the boards and goes down. And it's picked up on the near side, East Coast North out to center. Daigle playing it ahead. Godbout will get there first before Boumediene gets to it. Now loose along the wall. Now the puck picked up by SDP, and they play out the center and unable to pick it up. Hester, they would have been offside if they'd have brought it in, though, as Ellertson had to pull back. Now a rink-wide pass to Hester, a little bit too far on the left, and it's going to carry him all the way back in. No icing as Ellertson goes back behind the net. 7.5 minutes to play. Picked up now by Taylor, and he can't get out along the far boards. Lays it ahead, and Ty Sullivan has it at neutral ice. Sullivan, stick checked away, easy for me to say, by Meyer, and then brought back in offside by Furness. And we'll get a face-off at neutral ice with 7:15 to go. On a 7-4 game, our 2009s are the next game. Little Caesars and SDP will do battle. The top two teams separated by only 1 point in the league schedule. And standings as Meyer feeds it to the right point. Godbout with it. He takes a shot, and that goes off the traffic and comes back to him. Centers it. Meyer spins and shoots. Save made by Panagakos, and he used his stick to knock it out of play. 7:03 to go. From the face-off, it comes to the right point. Swung over to the near side for Cook. Puts it in front. Change direction. Now up the slot it comes. Godbout feeds it over to the right. Nice idea there for Cullen, but the pass didn't connect. Now Kramer along the boards, trying to feed it to Cullen and can't. And now East Coast North comes back over the line, and that's Furness putting it into the slot, and that's intercepted. Cook will come back. Leads the rush over the line and leaves a drop pass as Coulter tried to come back in front with it. Now going to be picked up and played back to the right point. Here's a drive, and that goes off Furness and wide. Centering pass for Meyer doesn't connect. Cook with a backhander off to the near side boards. And after it there is Cullen. Can't get to it. And East Coast North. Meyer with a strip. Tries to come in front but couldn't control it. And it comes on out to center. And it's picked up by Taylor over the line. Taylor leaving a drop pass. Furness. Oak checked off his stick at the last moment by Petronik. It goes into the corner. Now picked up on the near side and shot out to center, but then picked right back up by Hanowski and comes back in, and he's offside for East Coast North with 5:53 left. 7-4 the score. East Coast North with 4 goals on 18 shots. And they scored twice on 5 shots in the third period. SCP with 7 goals on 28 shots. They have had 5 shots on goal in this period as well. And now here comes Hanowski, and he shoots, stick save, Nash, rebound, score! And it's 7-5 with 5:47 to go. And they're congratulating Daigle again, and that is his hat trick goal. 18 goals. In this event, 9:13 is the time, and the lead is again trimmed to 7-5. Bear in mind, he has done this in only 9 games, 18 goals. And they bring it in offside. We'll get a face-off at neutral ice. Cullen, the leading goal scorer in the tournament with 24. Coming into this game, and he has a goal today, so he's got 25, but Daigle has really put on a show since coming in. 7-5 the score, 5:42 left. Sullivan and Boumediene getting assists on the goal as it's played around to the far side. And down the wing they come. Hanowski hits the line. Daigle breaking for the slot. A centering pass, a shot, they score! And it's 7-6. With 5:16 to go, East Coast North very much in this game. Bauer Sullivan in front of the goal, and they close to within one. And that's 2 goals in 31 seconds for East Coast North. It's now 7-6. They've got 4 goals in the third period. And played ahead. Godbout will shoot it, and it's going to come all the way back into the zone as Carter Ellertson after. Let's get the goal. And Boumediene gets the only assist. He's got 4 assists today. So he's got 6 goals and 9 assists for 15 points in 5 games. So quite a different team with those 2 youngsters on it. Meyer now to the near side. In the circle, Meyer. And we get a whistle. And we have a slashing penalty coming. With 4:51 to play. And it's going to go against East Coast. And Seamus Kenny. "10 minutes and 9 seconds of period 3. 4th power play for SDP. They've got 2 goals in their first 3. Boumediene with it. Reverses up the near side, picked up along the wall by Cullen. Now he lost it, and the puck played out the center, and 2 racing forward, and Daigle's going to get there first. He goes in, he throws it across. Oh, and somehow it stayed out. I think Boumediene hit the post as the puck is cleared all the way down the ice, and it's going to be icing on SDP, but nearly a tie game. As a 2-man break, and again you saw Daigle's excellent first step and great speed creating that breakaway. Boumediene coming on the left. The 2 of them broke in, and I think the shot hit the post and stayed out. 4:25 remaining and 1:35 of power play left as Godbout goes behind the goal. SDP at one point led this game 5-0. Now Daigle centers it. Boumediene try to toe drag, gets it back, shoots, save Nash, puck off to the right boards. And now to the near side. And SDP with Cullen will carry it, and Cullen to center, over the line. Cullen goes down, centers it, and Kramer's shooting, and a chance in front, and they score! Roderick Jackson, and it's 8-6. What a wild third period here as Roderick Jackson picks up the puck in front of the goal and shovels it home. That is his 9th goal. A power play goal. Both teams are 3 for 4 on the power play today. And at 11 minutes and 5 seconds, it's a 2-goal game again. Cullen gets the only assist. And with 3:42 to go, it's a 2-goal lead. It comes in front. Here's a chance and a save made in front, and a good one on Zavril by Panagakos. And now played back behind the goal, and it's picked up by Bauer Sullivan down the wing with 3:26 to go to center, pinched out there by Stevens. And now played to neutral ice. Throwing ahead is Quigley, now picked up and carried over the line by Furness, but he can't get into the zone. And now another penalty coming. Both officials are going to call interference here, and it's going to go on Quigley. And really a more obvious case you couldn't see. Not intentional, but definitely effective. Interference to call, and both officials immediately put their arms up. Time of the penalty, 13:49. Power play number 5 for SDP. As we mentioned, they are 3 for 4 so far. Player of the game might be a little hard to determine at this point. 8-6 the score. Carton playing it across. And now Cullen along the far boards with it, drops it up the slot. Godbout now goes beside the net, and Corton will pick it up behind the goal with 2:50 to go. A centering pass, loose in the slot, and it's picked up by Daigle. He starts back. Boumediene on his left. It's 2 against 3. Boumediene takes the pass, closes, and then Fan on the shot. Might have had his stick lifted, and now back comes SDP down the near wing. It's Kramer over the line. He pokes it towards the middle, and now Cullen takes it to the circle, winds up going behind the net. He's ridden off by 2 medium blue shirts. You got navy and light. There's a shot and a save made, and a penalty coming, and that is going to be Savoy for a hit after the whistle, and that is going to be a minor penalty on East Coast. And again, East Coast does not have a timeout, but SDP does, and they take it now at the 12:39 mark of the third period. They're about to go on a 5-on-3 power play for 1:11. And they might finally be able to extinguish the resistance of this very stubborn East Coast North team that has really come on in the last couple of games. Of course, they defeated Little Caesars, the number 2 seed, in this bracket 6-2 yesterday. And a comprehensive win to get to the finals. Fell behind 5-0 here, but since then have been in charge for the most part. They got the major power play and scored 2 goals on that. I believe I had said East Coast North was 3 for 4. They're actually 2 for 4 on the power play, but still have done well. SDP on its 5th power play. They have 1:11 of 5-on-3, followed by 49 seconds of 5-on-4, barring any goals. 2:21 to play in this contest. SDP hanging on to an 8-6 lead. From the face-off, played back behind the goal and cleared around. Furness on the near side can't get to it, and Corton can't hold it. Oh, nearly stolen away by Boumediene, the lone forward on the penalty kill for East Coast, and over the line comes SDP. Cullen goes behind the net, swings around, tries to wrap it around, and it's saved against the post by Panagakos and cleared out to center. Corton with it. Now to the near side, Grammer over the line. In the circle. Stops, drops it to Corton. They don't need to score, but played over to Cullen on the near side. He then throws it across. Here's a shot, and a tremendous save by Panagakos. The goal siren went off, and it wasn't a goal. Panagakos with a remarkable stop at the left post. And a face-off coming up with 1:39 left. East Coast North will play it ahead. It gets past Corton and comes all the way back. And Nash will play it behind the goal. Corton with 90 seconds to play in the third period. Then lost possession. Here comes Day going in. He scores! It's 8-7. His 4th goal of the game. Short-handed at 1:13:38. And Day has scored 4 goals. And a terrific game for him. It's a short-handed goal. His 2nd short-handed goal of the game. And it comes 2 men down. .13:38 is the time. Unassisted goal for Daigle. His 19th of the tournament, 4th of the game. And with 1:22 to go, it's a 8-7 game. Now played ahead. Here's Boumediene coming back. over the line. They're now one player down. Boumediene closes in, centers it, and it comes through to the near side as they get Quigley back. We're in the last minute. Here's Cullen over the line. Throws it in front, and a save made by Panagakos against the post, as now it's picked up by Godbout, and his shot goes wide with less than a minute to go. 8-7 the score. Terrific game as Cullen carries over the line. They're still on the power play with 20 seconds left in that. Cullen behind the goal, comes around the far side, then leaves it. Meyer in the circle fires, and that's saved by Panagakos off to the left boards. Cullen with 10 seconds in the power play. Centers it, it runs up the slot. Corton on the line, holds it in, and then his shot is blocked, and it comes out to center. Godbout gets it as they come back to full strength, East Coast. Cullen playing it in deep. 17 seconds to go. Behind the net, Quigley. Long pass up the wing boards, and it's played ahead. That will be icing. No, they wave it off. And getting ahead, Savoy looking to come around with 5 seconds to go. He centers it. Oh, and it was on the wrong side of Daigle as the game comes to an end along the boards, and SDP survives. They hang on to win it. A 5-goal third period for East Coast North is not enough, and the final score is 8-7. SDP in a tremendous game, winning the championship in the 2010s. 34 shots on goal for the game. It's 11 in the third period. East Coast North with 23 shots. They score 5 goals on 10 shots in the third period. And the end result is a victory for the U.S. Elite League. This was a terrific youth hockey game. No two ways about it. SDP nearly losing a 5-0 lead that they built with a dominant first period and early second. And a very fine game winds up going the way of the Minnesotans by 8-7. And they will try for a 2009 win. Coming up next is they will take on Little Caesars in our second game here on Championship Sunday. What a game. 4 goals in a losing effort for Cameron Daigle, including 2 short-handed goals, 1 2 men short. But it's not enough. 8-7, the final score as we get the presentations, and somehow we're going to have to pick a player of the game here. And the East Coast North players are leaving the ice, so presentation will be with the winning team, SDP. Get their championship banner, and there it is. SDP 8-7 over East Coast North. And we'll take a quick break and come back with our second game, scheduled to start at 11:45, which clearly will not happen. This game ending at 11:47 local time, so they'll clear the ice, they'll resurface, they'll warm up. It looks like it's probably going to be about half an hour before we start our 2009